Premamritambo Dira dira jana priya karau Nirmatsarau pujitau Sri Chaitanya Kripabarau Bhui Bhuvo Paravahantarakau Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau Nana Sasra Vicharanaikanipuna Saptarma Samsapakau Lokanam Hitakarina Tribhuvanim Manyau Saranyakarau Radha Krishna Padarave Datribune Rande Madalikau Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau Sri Gauranga Gunanuvarnanvitau Shraddha Samriddhanvitau Papotapanikrantanav tanuvritam Govindakanamrite Anandam buddhivadanaikanikpulau Kaivalya nistarakau Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau Tyaktva Tulamashesha Mandalapati Srinim Sada Suttavad Bhutva Dina Ganesha Karunaya Kaupina Kanta Sritau Gopi Bhavara Samriti Lahari Kallola Magna Muhu Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopala Gau Gujat Gokila Hamsa Dasa Gane Kine Mayara Kule Nana Ratna Nipatamula Vitapa Shri Yukta Vrindavane Radha Krishna Mahani Samprabhajata Jivartadau Yamuda Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau Sankhya Purvaka Namaga Nativi Kalavasani Kratau Nedrahara Viharakari Jitau Chatyanta Dinau Chayau Radha Krishna Gunasmrite Madhurima Nandena Sammohitau वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ राधा कुन्दतटे कलिन्दतनया तीरे च वंशीवटे प्रेमानन्दवसादशेषदशया ग्रस्तप्रमत्तौ सदा गायन्तु च कदा हरेर्गुणवरम् भावाभिभूतौ मुदा वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ हे राधे व्रजदेविके च ललिते हे नन्दसूनकुता श्रीगोवर्धनकल्पपादपतले कालिन्दीवाग्निकृता गोसान्ताविति सारतो व्रजपुरे कीर्तिर्महाविह्वलौ वन्दे रूपसनातन रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ वन्दे रूपसनातन रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ.
Thank you very much, Sindhu, for a nice open Sri Bhagavatamrta. So it's very important that we invoke the blessings of our acharyas and before we start the session. So thank you very much once again. So today we will be concluding the Bhagavatamrta, the final part. So last week we were discussing how Gopakumara, by practicing the sadhana as described by Narada Maharshi, in line with his discussions with Narada Maharshi and Uddhava, Gopakumara came down to earthly Vrindavan, which is also called Gokula, and he practiced sadhana very strictly, and he heard from various devotees, senior devotees, about the glories of Supreme Lord, developed a pure love of Godhead in his heart, and eventually he was transported to Goloka Vrindavan in a very special plane. So there we see how Gopakumara could see the whole Goloka Dham, wherein all the gopis and other elderly gopas, they were all waiting eagerly for Krishna and other court boys to come back from forest. So we concluded the last session when they heard a beautiful the flute, the sound of a flute, which Krishna and Balaram they were playing. So when they heard the flute, all the gopis, all Vrajavasis, they started running towards that position, that place. Now, along with them, Gopakumara also started running to see Krishna. Now, today's discussion we'll see how Gopakumara meets Krishna and enjoys various pastimes, experiences various pastimes in Goloka Vrindavana. This is in chapter 6, and chapter 7 also we will conclude today. So Gopakumara, astonished to see Krishna from a distance, beautiful form of Krishna is so nicely described, which we are going to hear as we proceed in this session. So Krishna was holding flute in his lotus hand. When all the friends, all the court boys, Krishna and Balram are coming along with the cows and calves into underground, Balrama has noticed first. He is seen Gopakumara and he showed Gopakumara to Krishna. So this actually indicates the importance of spiritual master. So it is explained by many acharyas that when we happen to be in spiritual world, it is Guru who takes us to Krishna, who introduces us to Krishna. Though Krishna knows Krishna is waiting for us, but the role of Guru is prominently discussed in scriptures, that he is the one who takes us, connects us to Krishna, even not only this material world, even the spiritual world also. So Krishna, when he saw Gopakumara, he ran along with cows and friends towards Gopakumara and all the Vrajavasis. Krishna said, he is not addressing Gopakumara directly, he is addressing Sridhama. The connection of his address to Sridhama, which we are going to see as we proceed to further discussion. He says, hey Sridhama, I found my friend Sarupa. Now here, for the first time, Gopakumara's eternal identity is revealed. Gopakumara's eternal identity is Sarupa. It is not a Swarupa, it is a Sarupa. S-A-R-U-P-A. Sarupa. So Krishna says, hey Sridham. So he's talking to Sridhama, his friend, that I found my friend Sarupa, who is as brilliant as sun shining on the lotus flower of your family. So he's telling Sridham that this boy, Sridham, he is a brilliant sun shining on the lotus flower of your family. What does it mean? How Sridham is connected to Sarupa, Gopakumara. Now, from here on, we'll discuss about Sarupa, not Gopakumara anymore. Because now we understood the real eternal identity. Every one of us, we have eternal identity as Gopakumara's identity is revealed. So we will know our identity. Of course, Guru will know our identity, eternal identity. So when we go to spiritual world, we will be known with our eternal identity. So now Krishna says that I have been waiting for him for a long time. So he tells Sridhar. Now Krishna, Sarupa was seeing Krishna, astonished. What a beautiful form of a Krishna. It is million times more enchanting than what he has seen in Dwarka also. Dwarka also Krishna. But the mood of Krishna is totally different. But here, Krishna is actually Golok Dham is a more opulent dham compared to all other Vaikuntha planets. But still, none of the residents of Golok Dham wear opulent ornaments or garments. So Krishna was decorated with the forest ornaments here that has been explained by Sanatana Goswami. He was wearing garland of Kadamba flowers. yellow cloth, pitambara, and beautiful earrings, peacock feather. Krishna was running towards Gopakumara with a gentle, beautiful, playful face, with a smile. Laugh, not just a smile, a big laugh, big smile. There are so much merciful glances from his lotus eyes. As Krishna was running towards Gopakumara, everyone was astonished. All the Vrajavasis were waiting for Krishna and Balram. And here Krishna was running towards Gopakumara. And they were all singing songs in glorification of Krishna. Now, Krishna left behind all other poor boys and came to Sarupa, running towards him. Now, Sarupa saw him with ecstasy. He was about to faint. That moment, Krishna came and embraced him. The soft touch of Krishna, when Krishna embraced Sarupa, he came into conscious. But Krishna, in ecstasy of meeting Sarupa, he became unconscious. He fell down on the ground. Now all the gopis assembled there, gopis, gopas, all the Vrajavasis, they started crying. What happened, my dear Krishna? This guy, now they are all looking at Sarupa. So this guy must be a demon. This guy is as a god boy. He has come to do something harm to our darling Krishna. He is the one who put our Krishna in this condition. He made some magic. He recited some mantras. The moment Krishna touched him, he became unconscious. But you all know Krishna, out of ecstasy, the love which is emanating from his heart, he could not control the happiness. So he became unconscious. Now, all the Vrajavasis, they are suspecting that this guy must be a servant of Kamsa. Now, it's very interesting discussion comes up. Where is Kamsa in Goloka Vrindavan? We heard that Rakshasas, demons have no place in Goloka Vrindavan, which we are going to see. This will be revealed in this chapter as we discuss further. Why Kamsa is there in Goloka Vrindavan? Now, all the Vrajavasis, including Nanda Maharaj, Yashodamai, and all others, including even the birds, animals, moving, non-moving entities, all those started shedding tears. So it explained by Acharyas that even everything and anything in Goloka, in the spiritual world, they are living entities, even including the non-moving things. Everything is a living entity. Everything has its own place in serving Krishna. The stone, Krishna sometimes when he tired, he comes and sits on a rock. That rock also is a living entity, but a non-moving thing. That rock is serving Krishna in a Santarasa. So every entity, moving, non-moving, started crying, shedding tears. Seeing Krishna, became unconscious. Now Sarupa got up. Krishna embraced him. With great difficulty, he could remove the hands of Krishna and got up, started crying. Now, Balram knows everything. He came running towards Krishna. What he did? This is where the role of a guru is revealed again. He put Sarupa's hands around Krishna's neck and told Sarupa, please call Krishna. Then he tells Krishna, your friend is here. Sarupa is here. When Sarupa has embraced, again, he put his both hands around Krishna's neck and started calling Krishna, my dear Krishna, Gopala, Nandanandana, please get up. Krishna opened his eyes. He was so happy meeting Sarupa after long separation. He embraced. Tears were flowing from the eyes of Krishna. Now Balaram said, my dear Krishna, let us go inside the palace. Don't create a scene here. Of course, he didn't say directly, but means. Everybody was astonished to see what's happening here. That shows the rarity of the souls going back to Goloka. It is not easy. So, pastime of pure soul going back to Goloka is very, very rare. Though we're all aiming to come back to Godhead, so the example, though it's not mentioned here, but example, the pastime indicates that all the Vrajavasis were surprised to see how Krishna is so much exhibiting his love towards Sarupa. That shows that it is not easy for the living entities, jivas, from this material world to go back to Golok Vrindavan. They are not seen much of such things happening. Now all went inside the palace, and mothers Rohini and Yashoda, they took out dishti for the Lord. They offered arati out of parental love. So we are going to experience all kinds of rasas as we discuss. We will try to pick out which rasa is being exchanged by devotees. Though we may not discuss, but let us try to pick from the pastime which is happening, which rasa devotees are exchanging the pure loving relationship with the Lord, with Krishna. There is no Lord concept. For everyone, Krishna is a darling boy. Now, Krishna introduced Sarupa to Yashodamai and all others. This, my friend, Sarupa, he has come from all the way. And he said, he is from Sridham's family. So, how Sridham is connected to Sarupa, which we try to understand as we discuss. Now, Yashoda told gopis to bathe Krishna, and she went inside to her. Now, Sarupa was watching how Krishna is being bathed by gopis. The gopis tried to snatch flute of Krishna as they were removing a dress, and Krishna was feeling very shy. So it's a beautiful pastimes. So many beautiful pastimes in Golok Vrindavan keeps happening. Many of them are beyond our understanding, and many of them were not even described by Sarupa, because why he didn't describe? He was experiencing it, but he was describing the whole episode to Mathura Brahmana. If he describes about glories of Golokdham in detail, Mathura Brahmana may not be able to understand, because everything he tried to compare with material world. The beauty of Krishna, beauty of Golokdham, when he describes, he has to describe for Mathura Brahmana, or for us to understand, he must describe comparing it with material. Otherwise, it says very beautiful as lotus flower. So everything what is there in material world only we try to compare. So that's why many of the pastimes were not detailedly discussed by Swarupa. So when gopis try to snatch the flute of Krishna, he tossed it to Swarupa's hands. Swarupa caught it. And he was so astonished to touch the beautiful flute of Krishna. Now here, the description of how gopis have performed Abhisheka, which we do for our deities, what mood we must perform the Abhisheka is exactly what gopis were doing. So service what we are getting, doing or performing Abhisheka for the deities, this is not an ordinary service. These services were performed by Mother Yashoda and other gopis of Goloka Vrindavan. Out of this, their causeless mercy, out of causeless mercy of spiritual master, we are getting this wonderful service. Now, after performing nice Abhisheka, bathing Krishna, they have nicely decorated. Again, another service which we get, decorating the deities of the Lord. Again, mercy of gopis and Mother Yashoda. So while they are decorating Krishna, Krishna started playing, teasing the gopis. He says, "Oh, this decoration is not good. Oh, tilak you didn't put properly. Remove it. Put it again." So he was playing with the gopis. So in between, Yashoda Mai was in the kitchen to cook for Lord. She came out and she was so angry. Yes. Why are you troubling my son? You can't even do this small service. So this is actually Mother Yashoda is telling us, I've given you a wonderful service of taking care of my son. We have Laddu Gopal, Gauritai, deities in our home. So Yashoda Mai gets upset if we are not taking care of them properly. She came and she shouted at gopis, saying, "Why are you troubling? Why are you not taking care, not decorating him properly?" So these are all pastime. The gopis fed him with a nice butter and other delicacies without knowledge of Mother Yashoda, because Mother Yashoda will be upset because she is cooking for the Lord. So immediately after bathing, pastime, she want to feed the sumptuous, very hot delicacies to her son Krishna. Now, after decorating, now they performed Arati to remove the dishti from the Lord. So these are all bhava. Because for them, gopis, Brajavasis, they don't know Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Everything is happening so naturally that the love they are arising in their heart only to see Krishna as a darling boy of Nandananda. So there is no concept of Supreme Personality of Godhead here. Now, after performing Arati, Krishna Sarupa is explaining further to Mathura Brahmana, and of course to us, says that beauty of Krishna cannot be described easily. Nothing in this material world, he says, can be compared to beauty of Krishna. Only one thing can be compared with the beauty of Krishna is beauty of Srimati Radharani. He says that more than all the incarnations of the Lord, because Gopakumara, Sarupa has seen, he went to so many abodes. He went to even Vaikuntha planet, he went to Dwaraka, he went to Ayodhya. He has seen beautiful forms of the Lord. That more than all the incarnations and expansions of the Lord, including Dwaraka Krishna, his beauty excels. No one can understand or compare with the beauty of Krishna with anything except Radharani. Now, how he knows Radharani, which we'll see, because he has, when he was explaining Mother Brahmana all this, later past times, he already seen Srimad Radharani also. Now, Nanda Maharaj came from inside and Mother Yashoda served lunch, the meal for all the for Krishna, Balram, and other Brajvasis who assembled there. Now everybody they want to feed Krishna. So many varieties of food were prepared by Mother Yashoda. Krishna appreciated the taste of varieties of sweets and other items made by Yashoda, and other gopis also brought so many varieties of dishes. Chappan Bhog, Maha Chappan Bhog. Now, Sarupa, he noticed there's one beautiful, extraordinarily beautiful girl. She was hiding behind the door, curtain of the door. He says her beauty cannot be compared with anything, whatever he has seen so far. This beautiful girl was none other than Radharani. She brought the sweets for Krishna. Those are called Manohar Laddus. I'm sure many of you are aware of this Manohar Laddus. I heard even Jagannath Puri also, these laddus were offered to Lord Jagannath. So, Manohar Laddus, Srimad Radharani brought, and Mother Yashoda served those laddus to Krishna. And Krishna ate one laddu and kept his face so weird, as if he ate something very bitter thing, the most bitter thing on the earth, on the whole creation, not the earth, of course, they are in spiritual world. So his face turned pale. And Mother Yashoda was angry with Radha. And Radharani and other her Sakhis were very upset. What happened? We made Radha made so nice, very tasty laddus. Now Krishna threw all the laddus to the plate of Sarupa, who was sitting opposite to Krishna. Sarupa is, of course, our Gopakumara. Now Gopakumara, why now here it is revealed what is the connection between Sridham and Sarupa? Why Krishna gave the laddus to Sarupa? So it is explained that Krishna himself says that Sarupa he belongs to the same family of Sridhama. Sridhama is Radharani's brother. So to please Radharani, as she was upset seeing Krishna's face that something he ate bitter, she was astonished. She was practically upset that why it was so bitter. I made so nicely. So Acharya explained here that when Sarupa ate this laddu, he was astonished. He never tasted such wonderful taste of any delicacies. So he understood, Sarupa understood, this is a play. Krishna is teasing Radha. Actually, the laddus, Manohar laddus were very tasty. So to please Radharani, Krishna threw all the laddus into the plate of Sarupa. Radharani knows who Sarupa is. He belongs to the same family of Radharani. So she was happy that, oh, my family member is taken care. Now, after that, Radharani gives a betel leaf. Krishna ate half and gave half to Sarupa, again to please Radharani. He put it in the mouth of Sarupa. Now all the gopis started serving Krishna, and he reciprocates each of them without knowledge of others. Everyone thinks that, oh, Krishna is reciprocating only with me. And Krishna, same time, gave a special favor to Radharani. He spoke to her very nicely. After that, Krishna rested for some time. Sridhama, who belongs to the same family as Radharani and Sarupa, who Sridhama is brother of Radharani. So he took Sarupa to his house. Now, various pastimes happened in the night. Sarupa said, I cannot explain. One is because I could not see. Second one is it is beyond my capacity to explain. Now, Krishna slept that night, and Yashodamai saw him in the morning. There's a lot of scratches on his body. She thought these are the scratches from the thorns which Krishna must have while he was going in the forest. He came across, or so many thorns would have scratched his body. But actually what happened was all the gopis were there with Krishna that night. So Yashodamai was so angry for gopis for not taking care of him. If the scratches, they should have taken care when they decorated him the previous evening. So she was so angry with the gopis. Because here, the moods of various devotees in different rasas are exhibited. Yashodamai is thinking only Vatsalya Bhava. Anything happens to Krishna, oh, my son, what happened to you? Why are you not getting up? Are you okay? Your health is fine. So they're all Leelas. Gopis are in Madhuri Bhava, Yashodamai and other elderly gopis, they are in Vatsalya Bhava. So all the elderly gopis, and Yashodamai, they nicely decorated Krishna, and Krishna and Balaram took blessings from all the elderly Brajavasis. Now, after having breakfast, all the cowherd boys started going to the forest to graze the cows along with Sarupa. So again, a beautiful explanation, description was given how they were feeling separation as Krishna was going even to the forest. He comes in the morning, goes in the morning, comes back in the evening. Still, Brajavasis were feeling so much of separation here for a few hours. Very beautifully explained. Yashodama is telling, oh, don't go too much inside, take care of thorns. So already today morning, I seen a lot of scratches on your body because of the thorns. And take care of animals. He was telling Balram and she was telling other senior Gopas, please take care of my son. So this is all Vatsalya Bhava. And all the gopis, Brajavasis, are singing various songs of Krishna in separation. Already they started feeling separation. Krishna is leaving. So Sarupa explains, Mathura Brahmana, that what he experienced, the happiness in separation, he practically experienced the mood of Brajavasis because he himself was also feeling that night when he left Krishna and went to Sridham's house. So he felt so much of separation from Krishna. Of course, now he is going along with Krishna to forest. So he says, what is the happiness in separation, what he has seen from Brajavasis is much more than happiness which I experienced in Vaikuntha and Dwaraka. and it cannot be measured at all, my dear Brother Brahmana. So Sarupa kept on saying more glories about Golok Vrindavana, which we may not have time to dwell and discuss more about that. One point I say that the residents of Golok Vrindavana, they are eternal associates of the Lord, and the eternal residents of Vaikuntha, of course, eternal residents of Dwaraka, Vaikuntha, and other Vaikuntha planets, they are all expansions of residents of Goloka Dham. This is another confidential thing which is revealed by Sarupa. That whenever Krishna incarnates, as we discussed last week also, whenever Krishna incarnates as Krishna in material world, he does this lila in every universe. Now we talk about one universe where we are in. So when he incarnates, all his incarnations and expansions enter into his body. The same way, the eternal residents of Golok Vrindavana and eternal residents of Vaikuntha planets, all the incarnations enter into the one, and they appear in this material world to associate with Krishna. So many glories of Golok Dham were explained by Sarupa. He said that the love of Rajavasis cannot be understood even by the great sages and transcendentalists. Even I myself could not understand fully. I'm not able to explain you properly, my dear Bhakta Brahmana. Then so many pastimes, though Krishna, the other Brajavasis comes back in the evening. So the pastime of going to forest, coming back, goes on every day. Not only that, suddenly one day, one elderly Gopa came running to Yashodamai and other Brajavasis, saying, "Hey, Krishna was caught by Kaliya serpent." So everybody, our Brajavasis, went running towards Yamuna. Literally, Kaliya wrapped its coils around Krishna. And Krishna was he was under clutches of Kaliya, and all were terrified, started crying. Now Baldev comes there, says, "Hey, Krishna, don't do all this Ramabaji. These people, Balram knows about everything. He says, these residents of Raja, Vrindavan, Goloka, they are not Vaikuntha associates. They are not the monkeys of Ayodhya. They are not residents of Dwaraka. They can tolerate, but these people cannot tolerate all these pastimes. They will die. Of course, there is no death in the spiritual world, but to compare the mood of Brajavasis, Balram says that they are eternal residents of Golok Dham. Please stop all this. They cannot tolerate. Stop this lila. Then Krishna smilingly came out from the clutches of Kaliya. He climbed the hoods of Kaliya, and not only that, which pastime which we not seen, he called gopis to come along with him on the hoods of Kaliya and started dancing together. Now Kaliya offered prayers along with his patnis. So these pastimes continue to happen very frequently in Golok Dham. So many demons whom Kamsa is sending. All these pastimes happen. Keshi and all these demons come, Krishna kills. And no discussion about Putana was given in the in this whole discussion, because Putana was eternally exist in Golokdham also. So one day Akrura comes. Now the real pastime starts here. Akrura comes to take Krishna to Mathura. Now Sarupa is experiencing all this, witnessing all these pastimes in Golokdham. The moment Akrura comes to take Krishna to Mathura, when other residents of Golokdham, they hear this, all residents started crying. Akrura convinced Nanda and Yashoda that he should come to Mathura, as he has a lot of responsibility to take care of there in Mathura. So they got convinced, they agreed to send Krishna and Balram to Mathura. Now all Brajavasis, Gopis, they started lamenting that we will give up our lives. Again, to exhibit their mood. No one can leave the body because everyone is with a spiritual body in Golokdham. We cannot tolerate the separation. Please don't take him. No, Akrura convinces everybody, or he tries to convince everybody, saying Krishna, Balram should come there to release their parents, Vasudeva and Devaki, from Kamsa's prison. Now, Brajavasis started chastising Akrura. I said, what nonsense you are talking? Vasudeva and Devaki, they are not parents of Krishna. Nanda and Yashoda, they are parents of Krishna. What are you talking? You are a cheater. So he started chastising and blaspheming Akrura. And he said, don't become the killer of women of Braja. Now, so many Brajavasis started fainting, including Sarupa. Started fainting in separation. All were crying, please do not abandon us. They were telling Krishna. Krishna was ready to go. They were praying, Krishna, please, my dear Krishna, please do not abandon us. Our homes are forests and forests are our homes in your separation. And we discussed other day also, previous sessions also. For us, the poison is a nectar and nectar is a poison. We can't differentiate in your separation, in your absence. Without you, we will give up this, even this spiritual body also. Because they don't know spiritual body. They think it is a body. Because they are not in the mood of material and spiritual. For them everything is same. Then Krishna promised them that he will come back very soon. Now here is the twist. Now Krishna goes to Mathura, kills Kamsa and releases his parents, Vasudeva and Devaki. Mathura residents and Yadavas request Krishna to stay back in Mathura. Krishna agrees and he tells Vasudeva and other senior Yadavas to go and inform Brajavasis that he will come very soon. Now Vasudeva, Nanda Maharaj also comes along with them. So Vasudeva wanted Krishna and Balram to go to Gurukula and practice brahmacharya for some time. Then Krishna agrees. So Nanda Maharaj comes back with empty hand, without Krishna, and he tells Yashoda and other Brajavasis what had happened, and they were shocked to hear this. They lamented, cried, and fainted. And in between, Uddhava comes to give comfort to Brajavasis. That time Uddhava meets Sarupa also. So they both of them understand. Because Uddhava was there in Dwaraka also, where Narada, Uddhava, and Sarupa, they had a tripartite meeting, discussion. But it was very subtle and confidential between Uddhava and Sarupa. So Uddhava goes back and explains to Krishna that now it is very difficult. They cannot survive without you. So you please have to go back. Now, this is where this pastime differs from earthly pastime of Krishna not coming back to Vrindavan. So finally, here in spiritual world, is explained by Ramananda Goswami that Krishna, even he could not tolerate the feeling of separation because of love of Rajavasis. He comes back to Raja. So all the Rajavasis were very happy. After some time, they forgot that Akrura came and took Krishna. Because when Krishna is there, they don't remember anything. Sometimes even by chance they remember also, they think that, oh, I seen some very bad dream that Akrura came and took Krishna from here, Mathura, and he came after a very long time. They think it's a bad dream. So it is explained by Sanatana Goswami that this pastime, along with other pastimes, including Damodar Leela, Govardhan Leela, all these pastimes keeps repeating. After that, the gopis or Rajavasis, they forget about that. Every time they enjoy as a fresh, first time it's happening. This must be a mood of all the sadhakas, that whenever we participate in the pastimes, in the festivals, we should not think that, oh, last year also I heard, last year also I did. What is this? So the mood of Rajavasis, when we say following footsteps of Rajavasis, is that we should carry their mood, not imitate them. So all these pastimes keep regularly happening in Goloka, explained by Sarupa to Mathura Brahmana. He says that, my dear Mathura Brahmana, remember Goloka and Gokula are not different. Because they are not different, sometimes I reside there, sometimes I reside here. Now he is going to reveal the purpose of his coming to Gokula in earthly planet. He says sometimes I reside there, sometimes I reside here, because both are non different. And then Sarupa says that whatever I could describe about the glories of Goloka Dham, this is only because of causeless mercy of Rajavasis. Only by their mercy I could describe the glories of Goloka Dham. And he says, we must pray for a drop of their love which they possess. Even a drop of their love is ultimate. And that drop is considered to be a crown jewel of all the attainments. Now we come to chapter 7. It's called Jagadananda, the bliss of highest realm. It's a very short chapter, though there are certain things, certain topics were there which we are not going to discuss. They're not very, very relevant because of shortage of time. So this chapter describes how Mathura Brahmana achieves pure love for Krishna by the mercy of Sarupa, who is Gopakumara. And how this Mathura Brahmana receives the special favor of Krishna. Now Sarupa tells Mathura Brahmana, he is answering the question of Mathura Brahmana in chapter 1 of part 2 of Bhagavatamrta, glories of Goloka Dham. So there Mathura Brahmana asks a question to Sarupa. He says, which we discussed before, he says, my dear sir, when he meets Gopakumara, that time Gopakumara, when he meets him, he asks him a question. He says, my dear sir, from various authorities, various sources, I heard of different goals and methods. I heard about different goals, different sadhyas and also heard different methods to achieve those sadhyas. Now, I am confused. I cannot decide what goal I should strive for and what method, what sadhana I should perform to reach that sadhya. So, answering to that question, Sarupa tells Mathura Brahmana, says, thus, my dear Mathura Brahmana, I explained what is your sadhya. Now, this is actually for every one of us to know what must be our sadhya and what is the sadhana it requires for us to achieve our sadhya. He tells Mathura Brahmana and to us that please deliberate and decide your future course of action. What you want to do, whether you want to remain here, you want to go to heavenly planets, because he told everything. And he said, I am not happy anywhere. Now it is up to you, whatever you feel your happiness, where it's going to be. You do your sadhana accordingly. You want to be in heavenly planets, okay, do pious activities, karma kanda activities. He says that you decide your course of action. He says when one possesses or experiences love for Krishna, he should not reveal to others. But I told you, then question may come, why you told? My dear Kumara. He said, I told for one reason, which he is going to explain. We'll see. He says that in this condition, when we possess the pure love for Krishna, one will not differentiate happiness and lamentation. There is both are same. This is the beauty of this love for Krishna. Happiness and separation, miseries, everything is same. Dictionary meaning of spiritual meaning of this word, happiness and lamentation are the same. Both gives bliss. Now he asks, he tells, now I will tell you, I will reveal a very confidential point. For you must be wondering why I came to Gokula, leaving Goloka. Though of course, I told that both are same, not different, but still there Krishna is there. So I could have engaged in his services. But you know why I came? Says, my dear Mathura Brahmana, I will tell you one secret. This is actually for every one of us. He says, Radharani came to me and told, my dear Sarupa, one of my very special devotee, Mathura Brahmana, is currently in Gokula. Please go down and enlighten him with the instructions and various sadhanas to be performed to attain Krishna's blessing. I want him to come back. He is my very special devotee. Now, we understood that Mathura Brahmana was a devotee of Katyayani Devi, who is expansion of Durga. Now, it is explained by Acharyas that all this Durga and all these forms, they are expansions of Srimati Radharani. So, one who are worshipping Mother Durga or other expansions, eventually they will show the way to reach lotus feet of Srimati Radharani and Krishna. So now, out of compassion, Radharani tells Sarupa that please go down and enlighten this Brahmana. Bring him back or let him understand the process to attain Krishna's blessing. Now, Sarupa, following instructions of Srimati Radharani, he abandoned the service of Krishna and all the pastimes he came down to Braja. Now, when Mathura Brahmana hears all this, he was astonished. He was speechless. He started not fully experiencing, but when he heard the whole story of Sarupa, Gopakumara, hair was standing, and so he was so ecstatic. Sarupa kept his hand on Mathura Brahmana's head The moment he kept hand on his head, all the realizations and bhava of Sarupa were experienced by Mathura Brahmana in his heart. So bhava and prema started arising in his heart. He completely submerged in the ecstasy. His whole body, very beautifully explained by Sanatana Goswami, his whole body was filled with the symptoms of pure love for Krishna. This is the beauty of satsanga. When we hear from a pure devotee, when we associate with a pure devotee, the symptoms of bhava and prema automatically start arising in our heart. He started crying. Mathura Brahmana started crying. Now he understood what is his sadhya, because he was completely confused. He was wandering here and there. He was going to Kashi, he was going here, there. Finally, he got his sadhya. And he also understood it is for us. We also understood what is our sadhya, what should be our sadhana. The whole pastime, what we are discussing is first to understand that for sadhana is following footsteps of Rajvasis in that mood. We say that, Prabhu, we don't have time, so many responsibilities. Of course, when we are in Grihasthasrama, responsibilities will be there. But when if we analyze our activities, definitely we can take out at least 5-6 hours of time which we are wasting after fulfilling our Grihasthasrama duties. It is for our own self, not when we read the Shastras, when we chant, when we glorify Supreme Lord, or when we perform Arati or do Kirtan. All this is for us. It is purely between me and my Lord, not for others. I don't care what others are thinking about me. It is me and my Lord. My bhava, my Lord. This bhava should never be disclosed to anybody. So, Mathura Brahmana was experiencing all the symptoms of pure love for Krishna. Started crying, where is Krishna? Please show me. How can I see him? How can I serve him? So as we were discussing, Sanatana Goswami says that from far distance, they heard sweet sounds of flute and horns. There, Krishna, Gopala, Nandananda appeared from Kunja along with his covered boys and other cows. He came front running towards them and he embraced both Sarupa and Mathura Brahmana. Now, Krishna reveals here the eternal identity of Mathura Brahmana also. Mathura Brahmana was completely in blissful stage, in the ecstatic mood. The tears were flowing from his eyes. The same position as Krishna. He is being overplayed with so much of love. Even the tears were flowing from Krishna's eyes. He says, my dear Janasharma, my dear Janasharma, his name, the eternal identity of Mathura Brahmana was revealed here. His name was Janasharma, eternally. So Krishna says, my dear Janasharma, I have been waiting for you for so long. You took so much time, my dear friend. Hope you did not forget me. Actually, he's telling all of us through this pastime, Please don't forget. Don't rot in this material world. Don't take some silly excuse that प्रभु मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है. We are searching for happiness in this material world, which is not at all existing. Not at all. Krishna says, hope you not forgot me, my dear Jana Sharma. It is my fortune to see you. So it shows how Krishna is waiting for us. How eagerly he is waiting to meet us. I have been waiting for you, and you are wandering all over. Sometimes this planet, sometimes that planet, and of course he's telling us that you are wandering. So many planets, sometimes Goloka, sometimes Brahmaloka, and again coming back. And what is this? You are doing all the nonsense. So I got fed up. Finally, I had to tell Radha to inform, to engage Sarupa to bring you back to me. Then Krishna removes some of his ornaments and put on Janasarma, Mathura Brahma. Now, Mathura Brahmana, this Janasarma, got his eternal spiritual form of a coward boy. So here Acharya explained, Sanatana Goswami explains in the particular sloka that Krishna, actually when he was talking to Janashar Madhur Brahmana, says, what can I give you more than me? I will give myself to you. So Krishna could not give anything to his pure devotees. He don't find anything better than himself, which is the rarest rare thing. So Krishna offering himself as a gift to Janasarma. Of course, this is actually meant for us to understand. Now, Parishit Maharaj is concluding. Actually, of course, there are further pastimes happens between all these three personalities, Krishna and other two personalities, along with coward boys, which we will not go into. So now Parishit Maharaj is concluding. My dear mother. Now this is very important point for us. My dear mother, now I told you everything. Please deliberate on all the questions what you asked me. Now again, if you try to recollect the questions, two prominent questions asked by Mother Uttara. First part, she asked the question, my dear son, can you please extract the essence of what Sukadeva Goswami has taught you and give me the essence. So she requested. Second point she asked was whether higher than the Vaikuntha, is there any realm, is there any abode where intimate devotees can associate with him? So these 2 points were raised by Mother Uttara. Now, Parishit Maharaj referring to those questions says, my dear mother, please deliberate on the questions asked by you and answers I gave to satisfy your heart. Now he gives a wonderful message to her and to us that please make efforts to go back home to Godhead, depending on your mood of serving the Lord. Now he is explaining the glories of Golok Dham. It doesn't mean that other abodes of the Lord, Vaikuntha, Dwaraka, and Ayodhya, they are inferior, but they are the different rasa. The exchange of rasa in those dhams, abodes are different. Now he is telling Mother Uttara, because Mother Uttara's question was that those who are having intimate, um, those who are serving you so intimately, the highest bhava, they are also going to Vaikuntha and others also going to Vaikuntha. What is this? My heart is not accepting. Can you please reveal? So he revealed the whole Gopakumara story and the glories of Goloka. Then Parishad Maharaj concludes saying, when you deliberate and make efforts to go to Golok Dham, you will relish all sorts of loving, sweet loving exchanges with the Lord in a different rasas, even within the Golok Dham. We have experienced it. There are so many entities, living entities, non-living entities, even in Golok Dham. Right from Santa, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya Bhava, they were exchanging loving relationship with the Lord. He says it's not easy to see or even to understand the pastimes of Krishna, even if one goes to Gokula. Now, let's talk about Gokula. Just because we go to Gokula in Vrindavan Dham in the circle planet, even if we see also, it is very difficult. What we see only pigs and drainage. It's not easy or to see or even to understand the sweet pastimes of the Lord and the glories of Dham. Only by the mercy of the Lord and his devotees. Why acharyas go to all these holy dhams? Is to purify dhams and also purify the devotees. We can understand only by the mercy of Vaishnavas and the Lord. So one should search for the dust of Vrajavasis or the followers of Vrajavasis to attain the Golok Dham. So the message is what Parishad Maharaj is telling to Adruttara is meditate and follow their footsteps. Now, conclusion. Janmejaya is now the whole story. We go back. It was a discussion between Janmejaya and Jaimini Maharshi. Janmejaya tells Jaimini Maharshi, I am extremely blissful, my dear Guru, to hear all these glories. But also feel morose to know that your narration is coming to an end. Please give me some medicinal tonic to keep my heart satisfied forever. Then Jaimini Maharshi concludes saying, your father, Parishad Maharaj, has recited some beautiful slokas from Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas to your mother, highlighting the glories of Vrajavasis and their pure love, which he heard from his spiritual master. So then he says that as a final point, he says, of course, there's a lot of discussion, more than 30 or 40 verses were given at the end of 7th chapter to describe the slokas referred by Parishad Maharaj from Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas to highlight the glories of Vrajavasis, which we don't have time to go through again. We heard about their glories, we heard about the glories of Goloka Dham and also Vrajavasis. So one final point we can summarize is gopis of Praja, they are most fortunate souls because their minds are fully attached to Krishna. They always constantly think about Krishna. Simply because Krishna has promised to return, they decided to wait. So they somehow maintain their life with the only hope that Krishna is going to come back. What is the meaning? What is the message for us? We in Raja pastime, Krishna has left Vrajavasis and went to Mathura. But in our pastime, we left Goloka Dham and came to material world. So there, Krishna's decision, here it is our decision. we wanted to be away from Krishna. Their Krishna wanted to be away from Brajavasis to understand their mood. But when we are moved out from Krishna, Krishna was literally lost his heart. He says, "What are you doing? Please come back." How Brajavasis gave up all their attachments, all the association with their family, husbands. So this is how one must, by following footsteps of Brajavasis. When we say following footsteps of Brajavasis, not that we have to hanker that, oh, I want to enjoy with Krishna, I want to enjoy in Goloka Dham. No. We as sadhakas, when we say, I was telling this for so many classes, I've been telling this, that when we say that we follow in footsteps of Brajavasis, it means that we must understanding their mode of separation. When we perform our devotional service, we should have this mode of separation, not doing these devotional activities as a routine ritualistic activities. With the mode of separation, when we perform, the love will arise in our heart. There it is guaranteed. Why we are discussing about glories of Golok Dham and whole Bhagavatamrta is only to understand that Krishna loves these Brajavasis and followers of Brajavasis so much that he comes all the way down to sell himself to us. Janmejaya, when he concludes, Jamila concludes this, Janmejaya says, now I am fully glad, because he hears even the slokas recited by Parishit Maharaj from Srimad Bhagavatam, and he glorified more and more about Brajavasis. Janmejaya said, now I am fully gratified, my dear spiritual master. You have revealed the secret glories of Goloka Dham. Krutatosmi Nishchito Bhagavan Guru Guhyam Goloka Mahatyam Yad Aham Sevitas Tvaya. So Janmejaya says that I am successful, O my spiritual master. You have given me the opportunity to relish the secret glories of Goloka Dham. So he pays obeisances to Jaimini Maharshi. And Jaimini Maharshi concludes this Brhad Bhagavatamrta, giving Palastuti. The last two verses he mentions that anyone who faithfully hears, speaks, or meditates these narration, without any doubt, he attains residence in Goloka Dham and he gets pure love of Krishna. Thus, end of part 2, glories of Goloka Mahatmya, and also Sri Brhad Bhagavatamrta, written by Sanatana Goswami. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, devotees. Do we have any questions, comments? I would like to, if possible, I would like to hear the realizations of at least one or two from whatever we discussed, we heard. Now today was 8th session. Generally, Bhagavatam, it is done, or many, they do Bhagavat Saptaha. So actually, the Brhad Bhagavat Saptaha also concluded last week when Sarupa, Gopakumara reaches Goloka Dham. But now we wanted to experience, participate in the pastimes of Goloka Dham and also understand the sadhya and sadhana, which for us also. So we discussed the last 2 chapters in detail today. So I would like to hear realizations, comments from at least few devotees. As every week when we conclude, I don't hear anything from any devotees. Not sure whether understanding or not. At least some of you, you can unmute your mic and share your realizations for a few minutes. If you have any questions or comments, you can also discuss. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Pranam Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanatma.
Pranam Prabhu. Prabhu, what was the reason that Gopakumar took birth in this material world, even though he is elevated soul, to enact these pastimes, to show us all these things?
Mataji, Gopakumara, before the two reasons we can think about this. Gopakumara, before experiencing the pure love of Godhead, he was only a Brajavasi and he was not sure about his sadhya and sadhana. Only when he meets his spiritual master Jayanta, who is again none other than Krishna, because Gopakumara was also like this Jana Sharma, who was wandering here and there without understanding the sadhya and sadhana. So he actually represents a jiva. That is the number one. Number two, another understanding is for us to understand the glories of devotion service, the glories of pure devotees in the first part, the glories of Goloka in the second part. So the whole pastime was enacted by Krishna. So these two reasons we can think. So one is he is representing all the jivas for us to show that what should be a sadhana, to what should be our sadhya. So it is not, he is taking part in the whole drama enacted by Krishna. Just like Arjuna was playing a role in Bhagavad-gita also. He knows everything. He is a pure devotee, he was a pure devotee of the Lord, but still he asks the questions and Krishna revealed just for us. The whole pastime also we should understand that it is not actually meant for Gopakumara, it is actually meant for us. This is a very hidden scripture. Many are not aware of Brhad Bhagavatamrta also. So only to, because before this, Mataji, the glories of Goloka was not at all revealed anywhere. Only out of causeless mercy, Mother Uttara asked her son Parishit Maharaj about the place where this pure devotees, because now the first part, Parishit Maharaj established that Vrajavasis are the pure devotees. They are the highest recipients of Lord's mercy. Then where they will go? From this earth planet, they also go to Vaikuntha? No. So that for us to understand that there is a Goloka Dham, and this you have to do to reach the Goloka Dham. The whole pastime is connected. Hope this answers your question now.
Okay, Prabhu. And one more thing, when he took birth, I mean, he was covered by Yogamaya or Mahamaya.
Yeah.
He was not aware of his real position, right, in spiritual world.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah. See, even if you remember, when Krishna sees, even today's episode also we have seen, when he reveals the identity of Gopakumara as a Sarupa, he tells, where have you been? I have been waiting for you so much of time. It is my fortune that I am meeting you. So indirectly he is poking us that you forgot me. You are staying away under clutches of my external energy. So come back. So Gopakumara was, since he was representing us, the jivas, so he acted as if he was covered under the illusory energy. So we can understand like that.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, request other devotees.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I'm Jahnavi Prabhuji. Actually, 5 years before I have read one of the book Prabhuji, Easy Way to Goloka. I liked that book a lot, Prabhuji. That was like a game changer to me. I recently noticed like you are the author of that book, and I'm very, very happy to hear directly from you, Prabhuji. And these sessions are also very, very amazing. I mean, for me, that book was like a life changer. I was just entering into Krishna's consciousness that time, and Suvarna Mataji has referred that book, and after reading only, I mean, I started liking Krishna consciousness more and more. It taught me like that art of dying, Prabhuji. Actually, like whenever I remember that, I'll feel like whenever I die, also it should be in this form, like going into all that realms and all. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving this knowledge. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Thanks. Actually, the inspiration for that book came from Bhagavatamrta only, but I narrated slightly in a broader way to show a journey of a conditioned soul who is suffering in this material world. How can he go back to Golok Vrindavana? So that was covered in the form of a story. So inspiration is Bhagavatamrta only, but covering various other scriptural references in that book. Thank you very much, Mataji. Thanks for sharing your views.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji. I think that is a highly recommended book, Prabhuji. If anyone have not yet gone here, whatever you told from Brihad Bhagavatam, it is like a summarized version of that. I feel there. Thanks for that, Prabhuji, again.
So the book is available on Amazon. So easy journey to Goloka. If anybody wants to try to read the book, it is available on Amazon. Thank you very much. Chandri Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Pranam. The section was very wonderful since last. So Prabhu, my question is, you at the end of this session, you are speaking about the like Janmaja and glorifying his spiritual master Jaimini, Prabhu.
Yeah.
So Prabhu, in 11 canto 10 chapter, in introduction it is mentioned that the chapter 10 is the nature of the fruitive activity. So introduction it is mentioned that in this chapter Lord Sri Krishna refutes the philosophy of the follower of Jaimini and describe Uddhav how the spirit soul bound within the material body can develop pure transcendental knowledge. So Prabhu, I'm little confused that what is the philosophy of Jaimini that Lord Krishna refutes.
Mataji, come again the question. Because since long I lost in between. Can you just repeat it? Don't mind.
Prabhu, at the end of the session, you are speaking about the how Janmeja was very thankful hearing all the narration from his spiritual master Jaimini, right, Prabhu?
Mm-hmm.
So I do not know more about Jaimini. So in the 11th canto and the 10th chapter, in introduction, the Lord is telling in this chapter, the Lord Sri Krishna refutes the philosophy of the follower of Jaimini and describe to Uddhava how the spirit soul bound within the material body can develop pure transcendental knowledge. So, what was the philosophy of Jaimini that Lord Krishna in that chapter refutes?
Actually, Mataji, Jaimini Maharshi, he is one of the disciples of Vyasadeva. So he wrote Mahabharata, same like continuation of what Vyas Bhagavan has written, and he has added so many other activities of the Lord, showing the supremacy of Supreme Lord Krishna. So one part is that he has also written some impersonal things about impersonal philosophy, about which it was condemned by the acharyas also. But whatever is a good part of Jaimini Rishi has written, glorifying Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead in Mahabharata, whatever we're discussing is conclusion of Mahabharata. after hearing the whole Mahabharata from Jaimini Rishi, Janmejaya asked him further questions. So he revealed as an appendix of Mahabharata which he has written. So Jaimini Rishi also written some impersonal philosophy, which was condemned by Acharyas also. So that is not for us to follow. So whatever is good part which Jaimini Rishi has written, that is recommended by Acharyas to read and follow. So what he has mentioned was about impersonal philosophy, which for some particular reason he has written that, but that is not for the devotees.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Any other questions, comments, realizations?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, can you share the cover book of the cover of the book which you have written, Prabhuji?
Cover of Brhad Bhagavatamrta?
Yes, Prabhuji.
This is there are so many versions of Brhad Bhagavatam, Mataji. This is all translations.
Sorry, I couldn't see, Prabhuji. Can you share it, show it again, please? Right, Prabhuji. Right, Prabhuji. I'll buy it. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, this is written by Gopi Paranadhana Prabhu. He is a disciple of this translation was done by Gopi Paranadhana Prabhu, the disciple of Srila Prabhupada. So who wrote the concluding part of Srimad Bhagavatam when Prabhupada left sometime in midst of 10th canto, he written when he left this material world. So Gopi Paranadhana Prabhu has completed along with other disciples of Prabhupada, he's completed Bhagavatam. So he is the one written this commentary, translation commentary of this scripture. I strongly recommend devotees to read this particular edition, which is definitely available in Amazon. There are so many other versions also there, but I strongly recommend this is following the mode of Srila Prabhupada also. So one must read this book, is what I recommend.
Secondly, Prabhuji, which is the book which is written by you also, Mataji is mentioning. Which one is that, Prabhuji?
Easy Journey to Goloka, Mataji.
Right, Prabhuji. Thanks, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, secondly, Gemini Rishi, which Mataji was saying, is he the same who was like an astrologer also and has written a lot about astrology?
I don't know, Mataji, what are the books, other books you written?
Right, Prabhuji, because we find many in the market. I read about Gemini Rishi's astrology thing, no? That's why I'm asking.
Probably.
Secondly, Prabhuji, sorry, what are you saying, Prabhuji?
No, probably is he written so many other scriptures. I'm not come across the books written by Jaimini Rishi. Maybe
Mostly all the rishis, yes, Prabhuji, mostly all the rishis have written a lot about astrology also.
Yeah, probably.
Right. Prabhuji, one thing you mentioned, like
See the book, Mataji. You can see Easy Journey to Goloka.
Oh, wow, this is beautiful. Yes, Prabhuji, I've seen it in the bookshop.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji, I'll buy it, Prabhuji.
It's a very small book, about 300 pages, or less than 300 pages. But everything is in story form. So it is philosophy loaded in the story form. Yes, Mataji, you were saying something.
Prabhuji, one thing more, like when you were mentioning about the relationship of gopis with Lord, that time I think so you were revealing, I couldn't hear that sentence. I think so you were saying that we should also not try to reveal our relationship with the Lord to anybody. It should be between us and the Lord, no?
Yes, Mataji. Actually, what point what Acharya is saying here is the mood in which we develop the relationship. Maybe we are in Dasya Bhava, Sakya Bhava, Vatsalya Bhava, or Madhurya Bhava. Whatever mood we develop to have the loving exchange of relationship with the Lord, it is purely our personal. So it is not to exhibit to some other third person is between me and my Lord. I may have a bhava as a parental, as a mother or a father, or I may have a bhava of a gopi or a gopa. So that is purely between me and my Lord. So that is not for exhibiting to others. So even this senior devotees also many times they say. This is what I was referring to. But Gopakumar, why he told Madhura Brahmana was because Radharani told him to go and bring him back or give him the Krishna Prema. So he had to reveal the whole his pastime. That was it. Otherwise, he also didn't want to reveal.
Right, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thanks a lot, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandat pranams, Prabhuji.
Any other questions, comments, relations with other devotees before we end the session?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. And the sister of Jahnavi just now she talked about her experience about the book. After she reading the book, she said she gave the book to me and she said first you once read this
Matai,
whole
can
book.
come a bit more louder. Your voice is not very clear.
Now it's okay, Prabhu.
Yeah, Matai, can try.
Oh, this book, Jahnavi Mataji, she gave it to me, Prabhuji. She said for me, it's very nice once you refer that book. But because of Maya, I didn't even open the book. She gave for me before 3 years only. And now I'm really surprised. Hey, Krishna, he connected directly with the author of the book only. And this full credit goes to my Mataji, Suvarna Mataji. She made me to be a part of this sessions. Even though I'm having this book, till now I didn't even read one page also. Jahnavi, she said so many times, once you refer that book, once you read it. But so I'm really surprised to be in these classes and the Krishna's full classes are being here to me. Really, I'm blessed, Prabhu. Sorry for that. I didn't even read till now, but now I listen full the book. Thank you once again, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thanks for sharing the relations. Actually, the time will come from everybody. We don't know when the time will come. The moment, that particular moment, the whole thing will change. So as
It's
Prabhupada
right, Prabhu.
says that for one to become, to reach the prema stage, it will take millions of lifetime or it may take even a fraction of a moment also. So the time when the time comes, no one can stop. Again, it is a mercy of our Shiksha Gurus and senior devotees.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Really full mercy of Gurus only. Thank you once again. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Vacation devotees, is there any other thing which your relations? If there is nothing more to share or ask or clarify, comment, should we end the session here? Already it is late. Since I don't want to carry to next week again, I want to conclude this Bhagavatamrta today. So next week onwards, we will continue our journey of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Request those who are not attending Chaitanya Charitamrita regularly, request you to please attend because that actually develops whatever now we did last 8 sessions is only for us to understand the seriousness of practicing bhakti. So that seriousness we develop when we hear the glories of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We'll continue to discuss Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela. The Lord has come back from Jagannath, come back to Jagannath Puri from South India tour. Now he will perform various other pastimes in Jagannath Puri. So we'll continue to read from next week. So thank you very much all the devotees for attending all the sessions of Bhagavatamrta. Thanks once again.